This is Dr. Natasha Oquendo coming to you today just to give you a nugget. Many times people ask me about being powerful. And so I want to share one of the nuggets that I stand by, one of the concepts that I live by, and that is a good name. There is power in having a good name. Just to give you a verse of scripture, because these are different concepts that I believe are powerful. Ecclesiastes 7:1 says, a good name is better than precious ointment. Some interpretations say fine perfume. And so with that being said, and then it says in the latter part of that verse, it says, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. So it says that it is better in the day of one's death than the day of one's birth. Why is that better? And what does that have to do with having a good name? Well, starting out, right, you're going through a process to establish your name. So the beginning, it may, there is no credit there. There's no credit to the name. But once your name is established, then you begin to live your life, whether that is in character, your character, having good character, being integral, trying to do things in excellence, right? And so that is better by the end. We see that with Martin Luther King, the impact that his name has made. And even though he has died in his death, his name has left a lasting mark. It reminds me of a fragrance, whether you burn an incense, the fragrance, how it lingers, right? The perfume when you put it on, how it lingers. So that is how your name, a good name, does. It lingers, and a bad name does too. And so that's why you spend the time in your lifetime trying to establish your brand, which is your name. That is the going thing in this day and age, establishing a good brand through integrity. So why? That consumers and different people who will be engaged in your brand, it will be established as trustworthy or something that is integral, something that people can actually believe in, right? And so that's the power of a good name. Another verse of scripture that comes to mind when I think about the power of a good name is Proverbs 22:1. It says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. And so what it is saying is that your name is more valuable than earthly riches. Why? Because your name has the power to outlive riches, if that makes sense. Your name has so much power that even after you die, it can precede you, right? Before you even enter into a territory or go anywhere, your name has the power to precede you. If you pay attention, your name will hold weight before you. A person may hear about you before they even really get to know you, right? And so with that being said, you would rather choose the value of having a good name rather than riches. Why? Because if you establish your name, and I'm going to give you an example. If your name is established in good credit, then just the power of your name having good credit, even if you don't have money, material money, your name can build credit and cause you to be able to purchase things at a much higher level. Only to what? Establish your name in a higher place, establish your name further, right? And so this is one of the things that you have the liberty and the freedom to work on, to build it up and to maintain it, right? So even if you, and I do want to make this point, your name, even though you do what's right and what's good, or even if you make mistakes along the way, there are going to be people that put dirt on your name, right? There are going to be people who may have had negative experiences with you. Now, the thing about it is this: you continue to do what's good because that is legitimately part of the process of establishing a good name. No different than establishing a good brand for your business, right? There are going to be some customers that may not enjoy your business, but you got to know that it's not for everybody. Just like you may not be for everybody, right? And so with that being said, and all of this is taken into consideration now. When people put salt on your name, whether it is a true thing or whether it is misunderstanding, as long as you have tried to handle yourself in the spirit of excellence and in the spirit of resolving issues. Like some issues can be resolved and then some just can't. Some just can or some just won't. Many times people may not be at the level of maturity to get a resolve, if that makes sense. But with that being said, you go ahead and do what's good. Even though you make a mistake, you try to rectify it and you do better. And so you take that time to establish your name, because your name will precede you into situations and circumstances, opportunities, and all of that. Most opportunities and stuff come because of a good name that have preceded that person, right? Them standing by watching you, whether it's through social media or your movement, right? And so going ahead and establishing and working towards that good name, even if you feel like your name has been in a negative light for a long time. The good thing about that is, as long as you're living and the breath is in your body, you can turn it around and do what's good and continue on the path of doing what's good and build longevity in doing what's good. That's the power of a good name. Listen, that's just a nugget I wanted to give. Start taking your name serious, right? Start taking your name serious. Start establishing your name as something powerful, something good in this earth, that when you leave, your name can leave a powerful legacy in this earth realm. Listen, hopefully this nugget was a good one. Go ahead and visit my bio site. It's going to be in the link where you can go ahead and get my free gift, and it'll expound on some of these tips that I'm going to be giving you about being powerful. Listen, continue in power. Be blessed. Till next time.